Catalina has done a redesign, a new series of boats based on feedback from customers, and they've even created a new keel and started using a new mast and a new steering pedestal and carbon fiber on a Catalina. As a cruising magazine, Practical Sailor has long loved the iconic Catalina 42 Mark II, the queen of the Caribbean cruising sailboats, and tips the hat to one of the greatest starter boats ever made, the Catalina 22. If you need a first sailboat to get started in this game, the 22 is hard to beat. It's cheap, easy, and readily available. This company has been around since Frank Butler founded it back in 1969 at the start of the fiberglass revolution, and they've never wavered. Building on all that success, they've just done a redesign and they're calling it the 6 Series, kind of BMW-ish. It includes the 426, the 386, the 356, and the boat I'll be showing you today, the 316, the baby. Built in the US, Catalina says the new 6 Series represents the culmination of extensive research, innovative design, and valuable feedback from the dedicated Catalina sailing community. Catalina is at the forefront of asking their customers what they want and then actually doing it. Catalina says its team started working on the 6 Series back in spring of 2023 when the shipyard decided to update the shape of the keel. Designers worked with Mars metal to enhance hydrodynamics in a way that would attain superior lift and reduce drag. The updated keel designs, Catalina says, improve speed and handling along with stability and safety, making the 6 Series models suitable for sailors of all skill levels. Another major change with the 6 Series is the introduction of a new Selden rig that's intended to maximize performance and making it easier to use. It's lighter and stronger than the old one, allowing for what Catalina is saying, more precise sail control, improved aerodynamics, and increased efficiency. They've also switched steering pedestals over to Butler Explorer. Now, switching away from Edson, the people who basically make every steering pedestal for most boats, is a daring move. Edson is easy to get parts for anywhere in the world. And Butler Explorer, I've never heard of them. A Google search revealed no company website, no information at all. What is Butler Explorer and where can I find parts if this thing breaks? I reached out to Catalina for comment, but haven't heard back yet. Perhaps it's an in-house design team named after the founder Frank Butler. I'm not sure. I'll let you know when I know. Catalina says for the new boats, they're also using multi-axial glass work to make them stronger and carbon fibers being used in key locations, but they don't mention where those locations are. Let's have a look at the smallest boat in the new 6 Series, the 316. With an overall length of 33 feet, she's small enough to be used as a simple day sailor, but large enough to run up and down the coast if you want to go cruising. But she's beamy 11'7", skinny enough still to fit in most slips. On the new keel options, the cruising bulb, Catalina calls it, you can have a 4'4" or the bigger 6'3". Tankage is 40 gallons of water and 25 gallons of fuel, and the engine is a Yanmar 3Y, the 21 horse. I want to take a second to comment on upholstery or sewing work. This Dodger and Bimini and the cushions on the Catalina showboats at every boat show I've been to in the last year have been so impressive. They always use this gray color and the fit and finish is impeccable. If there were an award at every boat show for best fit and finish of sunbrella work and cushions, Catalina would always win, hands down. This is beautiful. We note the new steering pedestal here, a white composite square tower that protrudes into a full black glass top. It's very sexy. It looks good. It's modern. If you ask the team that does the new iPhone or maybe Tesla designers to make a steering pedestal on a sailboat, I think this is what it would look like. I still want to know where I can get parts though. Headed up front, we note the inboard jib track, so we can sheet in at tight angles, and Catalina talks about the new Selden rig with swept back spreaders making the side decks tidier, and they definitely are. Very easy to traverse this with the chain plates well inboard. Also increasing the sheeting angles, and we like that. And I like these hatches, a proper proud hatch that I can actually buy seals for. Catalina haven't fallen into the trap of flush deck hatches, so even when the deck is awash, water is still less likely to make it inside because the hatches stand taller and proud of the deck. Up front, we have a couple more key features I like here. An anchor locker on a 31-footer, which is astounding. An anchor locker and a double stainless roller for the anchors. I harp on the new boats for using anchor rollers that are sexier, but restrict your choice of anchor, and Catalina can't be bothered with all that. They still use the time-honored big ghastly double roller, so I can still use whichever anchor I want, and I love that. The boom tackle here is elegantly simple. We get a solid vang with a mid-boom sheeting to either side of the coach top. Catalina says this is good because you can adjust main sheet trim from either side while sailing, but in the past, on boats like the 350, owners have undone this double-sided thing in favor of a simpler sheeting system from just one side. I wonder if the owners will do that again here. Headed inside, I want you to try to remember that this is a 31-footer because it's easy to forget. The teak joinery in here and plush white upholstery is exceptional. And note that Catalina rounds the corners of any cabinetry. Too many other manufacturers leave sharp corners on things and people get hurt. Up front is a conventional V-berth with nothing out of the ordinary. On a 31-footer, this is a lot of space and very light and airy. Behind that, we get a head with the conventional Catalina counter and a very I'm on an airplane feeling to it. I think it's the white plastics that do that. Back through the saloon now, we note the rock-solid woodwork in here and quality of the finish. If you want to make a splash in the 31-foot boat market, this is how you do it. I would call this a luxury interior, absolutely top-notch. The galley sports all the usual equipment, but something else Catalina does is use isotherm fridges and freezers. All the French boats have started using bar fridges behind faux wood doors, but Catalina still gives you a proper marine quality unit in here, and I like that. The aft sleeping area is tight, but again, 31-footer, at least they give you one. You could reasonably put a family with a kid on this boat to travel around in coastal waters, and it would work very well. The new 6 Series also has a boat monitoring system. We did an episode on CNAPS, the one Beneteau uses. Catalina has gone with a company called Sensor, but it's the same story. It's a device that watches all the sensors in the boat, like the bilge pump and hatch boards, and talks to the internet. So it can tell you what your boat's doing, even when you're not at the boat. Something else on the 6 Series is they have optional heaters now right from the factory, a diesel heater to make cruising an even longer endeavor if you live somewhere that gets cold. The 316 is a very interesting boat. It's always important to note when someone makes a new 30-ish footer because it's a big important market, and I think they knocked this one out of the park. Being a Catalina, if you buy one of these, you'll get a stout owners group and an excellent US-based support system for this boat. But it all comes at a price, and it's a hefty one, and I mean used lagoon catamaran money. This new boat is over 300 grand for a 31-footer. The price is as astounding as the woodwork inside. From the days of the humble but still best-selling Catalina 30 that we love, that still shows up at marinas all over North America and still sails the waters daily, some 40 years later, Catalina is still at it. But there's nothing humble here. A near $500,000 31-footer is a big price to ask, especially when you can get an older 350 for less than 100 grand. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time.